Okay, so life is short, working life is shorter, software life is shortest. Now, before you start your journey of becoming a better programmer, you need to ask this question: why you want to do so? Don't get me wrong, you need a motivating factor for each and everything you do. That's a universal truth. And I can tell you, based on my own experience of being a programmer for more than 2 decades, being a better programmer doesn't necessarily mean better rewards, because you need people to understand what is meant by being better. And if I can just, take the thoughts of Steve Jobs, I don't remember exact words, but he hinted that over a period of time, the organization will be taken over by salespeople because this is what matters, and it will be difficult for them to go down to the level of innovation and creativity and appreciate that. I'm telling you this because if this is your motivating factor, there is nothing wrong in it, but you have to trade carefully on this. Okay, now let's assume that you have found your motivating factor and you want to become a better programmer. To be that, the first step is to understand the difference between being a programmer and being a coder, because there is a difference between programming and coding. Programming is all about your cerebral ability to solve a particular problem, and coding is all about writing that particular solution using a construct, in this case, programming language. So, knowledge of programming language doesn't necessarily directly translates to knowledge of programming. In fact, you can learn programming just by using pseudocodes. You don't even need a programming language per se. Okay, so a good programmer may or may not be a good coder. A good coder may or may not be a good programmer. I know I have just spoiled all the interviews you have taken in last few years, but fortunately or unfortunately, this is the case. And that's why I'm talking about becoming a better programmer, not better coder. Because, if you want to become a better coder, the constructs are available, the things are known, like what will happen when you use vector, what will happen when you use, arrays. There is no problem in knowing that because things are known. The programming thing is all about whether you should use vector or array in a particular situation, and that reflects your programming ability and how your things will behave once everything comes together and create a huge chunk of software. Now, let's talk about the next step. Once you have your motivating factor, you know what is the difference between programming and coding, how to become better. There is no rocket science. How we become better when we were in schools. When we started writing, our handwriting improved over a period of time. When we started playing games, whether board games or playground games, our games improved over a period of time. The same logic applies to becoming a better programmer also. Number one, you need to keep on doing it. Keep on doing it all the time, right? The way you wanted to, keep on playing most of the time during your childhood, you have to, come up with similar mindset and try to keep on doing programming maybe almost on a daily basis. And when I'm talking about doing programming, I'm not talking about just revising a set of, instructions and write it again and again. When I'm talking about doing programming on a daily basis means you have to solve a problem on a daily basis or solve a problem in a different way on a daily basis. Remember, programming is an art and there are hundreds and thousands of ways of doing something, achieving something. So you should keep on solving the problem in multiple ways because this is where you will realize what is better. And this is the first step towards your journey of becoming a better programmer. And once you start doing that, never ever afraid of showing your code to someone else. Believe me, it acts like wonder. And all the critics who are out there, they give you good advice for free. Okay, never ever afraid of showing that. Never feel ashamed of whatever you did, because that also solves a problem. There is a better way of doing it and people are telling you that. And irrespective of the intentions of the feedback, it helps you to learn. Okay, and the last thing is that I will request you to never ever get into the trap of being perfect. There is nothing known as being perfect, because whatever I am doing today, there will always be a better way of doing the same thing and a worse way of doing the same thing. It will always be the case. So try to be good. Okay, if you keep on trying to be good all the time, you'll become better, because there is nothing known as perfect. And I have a rule, like, I am a human, I can make mistakes. Okay, so my target is not that I need to be correct 10 out of 10 times. 7 out of 10 times I made a progress. Okay, so these are the few things I did in my journey to become a better programmer, and I do hope and believe that it will help you in becoming the same. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. See you again.